This video is made with generous donations from amazing furries, just like you. Quite often, I will get comments asking what specific words myself or other makers are using when talking about their jobs. Honestly, it never occurred to me that fursuit makers often use a language that's completely foreign to those who are new to the community. So in the spirit of preparing for the end of Season 1 of Maker Masterclass, I'll be going through some of the words you may hear fursuit makers use, so next time you're thinking about making or purchasing your own fursuit, you can be in the know. Welcome to episode 7 of Maker Masterclass. Now, as always, there will be a bonus class on Patreon, and that is available to you all right now. As it's harder to go further into depth on this topic, this extra credit class will be going into a little bit left of field, and we'll be sharing how I package up my suits for shipping. So if you're keen on seeing that, be sure to check it out, and it helps support me and the channel. With that out of the way, let's get started. So I suppose let's start with the most basic word, fursuit, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know the right word. So in case it's escaped you until this point, or this video is the first video you've ever seen about fursuits and furries and fursuit making, these giant animal costumes we make and wear are called fursuits. One word, not furry suits, not fursuits, 2 words, not furry costumes, nor furry suits, 1 word, nor are they Furbies, as my mother used to call them 10 years ago or so when I made my first fursuit. I can't find much information on when it was first used as a term, but it's certainly been the term I've been using for the past 10 years. Next up, commission. A commission is when you pay an artist, or in this case a fursuit maker, to create a piece of art unique to your request. These are completely custom works, made to the customer's specifications and descriptions. Kind of like if you were hiring an architect to design a house for you, you're commissioning an artist to make a custom piece for you. But what if you don't know what you want your suit to look like? Well then, you may request artistic liberty. An artistic liberty commission is a commission where you give the artist or maker full or partial artistic liberty or control of the design and creation of your fursuit. In this type of commission, the artist will design the character for you completely or based off of certain criteria you provide. In this context, you will be giving your trust to the artist to make you something that you will love. Oftentimes, this allows makers to try things that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise, and the results can be absolutely spectacular. Reference sheet. When commissioning a fursuit, you will need to provide what we call a reference sheet. This is a front and back view of your character at minimum. However, ideally it will have a third side view to allow for correct markings and lining them up and stuff. These can be commissioned from community artists that you can draw them yourself, or you can use one of the many free or pay-to-use line art bases available online and color it in yourself. Premade. Sometimes fursuit makers will make a fursuit to sell without being commissioned to do so. These are called premades, often a head or a partial suit. These suits are often sold online for a flat price or auctioned off on their social medias, Telegram, or the Dealer's Den, which is a very auction site mostly used for fursuit sale. These premades will most likely come with the character rights as well, so once you buy the fursuit, the character is yours to own as well. Quote. So you've decided you're going to commission a fursuit, but how will you know how much you're gonna pay? Well, you get a quote, of course. A quote is a price estimate that the maker gives you for how much it will cost to get your character made into a fursuit. Quotes can be free, but sometimes makers will charge a small fee for them too, to ensure there are no time wasters in the mountain of quotes to complete. Some makers, like myself, have online quote calculators, so people can get quotes anytime they please, but be sure to respect how each maker chooses to do their quotes and ask accordingly. Duct tape dummy, or DTD. When you commission a fursuit with a body, your fursuit maker will most likely require a duct tape dummy. This is a duct tape form of your own body, which is made from a painter's suit and layers of duct tape. Makers will use this to tailor your bodysuit to fit you without you needing to be there for often the lengthy, often multi-day process. I have a video on my channel that shows you how to make one to clarify what that looks like. Digitigrade and plantigrade. When we are talking about fursuit legs specifically, you will often hear the words digigrade and plantigrade thrown around. These are words used to describe the way the legs of the costume are shaped. The word digigrade is used to describe an animal leg shape. Think of the back legs of dogs or cats, and they have that certain shape about them, which is called digigrade. Fursuit makers will add padding to the legs of their bodysuit to get your leg to look like an animal's leg. Plantigrade is the shape we humans have, think a straight line with a flat foot. This is when makers don't add any padding and rather use the natural shape of your leg. Queue, the big word. When you hear makers talk about how long a suit will take to complete, you may hear them talk about their queue. This is because most makers will have multiple people waiting at one time. This list of people is called a queue, and makers use queues to allow for things such as fur delivery and restock, diversity of work, payment plans, and to allow time to complete each suit. Often makers will have a link to a Trello board or similar to allow customers to keep tabs on their spot in line, so be sure to ask your maker for one. Payment plan. A payment plan is a payment method offered by makers to allow you to pay off your suit in chunks rather than one big lump sum. Fursuits are hefty investments, so it's a way to get your fursuit without breaking the bank. Makers' payment plans will vary from maker to maker, so to be sure to ask what they offer. Deposit. When applying for a payment plan, fursuit makers will more often than not require a deposit to secure your place in their queue. Most commonly, the deposit is about 30% of your total quoted price. However, this could be higher or lower depending on the maker. This upfront payment is most commonly used to order materials and is often non-refundable. However, please be sure to read the terms of service of your fursuit maker to clarify how their deposit works. Now, there's often a little bit of misunderstanding around this, I've noticed, where people will think that it's your quoted price and the deposit is an additional 30%. No, it's 30% upfront, so 30% of your total upfront. The remaining 70% that you have to pay, you will pay afterwards. It's not an additional sum, it's just part of the whole thing. You just need to pay that much upfront to secure it, like a house deposit. Full suit. Now let's cover the types of fursuits and their terms. First off is full suit. This is exactly what it sounds like, a full head-to-toe fursuit, the works, but not all fursuits are full suits. We get to partial. A partial is a fursuit without the body, most commonly with head, hands, feet, and tail, sometimes with arm sleeves as well. These fursuits are worn with clothes to cover up the human bits and give it the illusion that the character is wearing clothes. A mini partial. A mini partial usually refers to head, hand paws, and tail, just the three, with the addition of shoes being worn instead of feet paws. A half suit. Half suits are fursuits where only the legs or torso are missing, so you have half a bodysuit. Usually this is worn with an oversized shirt or pants and held up or down by elastic or suspenders, and they're not really a very common sight nowadays. Table stock. When you hear a maker talking about table stock, they're more than likely working on fursuit parts to sell at a convention or event. Stock for their table. Often these will be a pause in commission work to accomplish this. Con crunch. You may also hear your maker lament about con crunch. This is the time period leading up to an event in which the workload will be more than usual, either to create table stock or complete suits that will be picked up in person at that convention. Con crunch is exhausting and full of long hours and sleepless nights, so please be patient and kind to your makers during this time. We suffer. And I think that's just about it for today's video. I hope you learnt a new term today. Join me next time for a Q&A video to summarize the season's lessons and answer some of the questions you guys have left in the comments. As always, Patreons will have a bonus extra credit class that will be live right now to most tiers. I think it's from $3 and up, so be sure to check it out to support me in the channel. The link will be down below. Remember, it's a boxing video, the reverse of an unboxing video. It'll be good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Hello, Sky from the future here. Just finished filming a video with my suit, which you'll see in a bit. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and say sorry for the hiatus, guys. I have recently been going to a lot of cardiologists, heart doctors, because I've been struggling a lot with fatigue and racing heart and being short of breath and tired all of the time, no matter what I do. And I recently got a diagnosis for inappropriate sinus tachycardia, which basically means that my heart goes fast for no reason. It's not me being unfit, it's not me being lazy or anything, it's just my heart and the way it is. And yesterday I started on my first ever heart medication. And whilst it's making me really sleepy because my heart rate is a lot lower than it usually is, it's really clearing up my brain fog and it's really already making me feel a lot better. So I'm taking this week as my medication kicks in to just film some videos, take it easy, and then get back to work. But I appreciate y'all who have stuck around. It's been a crazy time, crazy year for me, but I'm really hoping that this med, ivermectin is what it's called, is really going to help me get back on track and get cracking into it. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. And if you do stick around, I am very close to clearing my queue. So I will be open publicly for the first time in many years, very soon. So if you stick around for that, I would really appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys so much. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, huge shout out to my Patreons for really hanging around. Like, you guys have made this possible. So much love for you all. And yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully in 2 weeks. I've just filmed a whole backlog of videos, so you should see them soon. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks or so.